Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about this retarded bull fucking shit. From TheGamer, Riot defends cop skins in League of Legends says, most players don't have a negative association with police. Well, they're right on that one, most players don't, in fact most are relatively positive. Look, I am living in a goddamn fucking filthy shithole in Latin America, and the police here, if you think the police in America are bad, just wait till you see the police in Latin America. But even then, it's still goddamn fucking better than living in a lawless place. Like these idiots here like to pretend they like. Well, then again, most of these morons are Marxists who prefer the violence, who actually are filthy rich, who can actually afford private security, or living in places with private security. I cannot afford that. I don't. So I need to depend on the very shitty and occasionally present police to defend myself. There's no guns in here, no allowed guns. You're pretty much on your own. The criminals do have it. You, as a law-abiding citizen, no, you're not allowed. You can't even defend yourself. You go to jail here. If you defend yourself, if you dare to defend yourself. Heck, you even having large barbed wires or electric fences in here, and the criminal gets hurt trying to invade your property or kill you while passing through those things, you will go to jail. Not the criminal. You're pretty much fucked. Anyway, a worker at Riot criticized the skins, but the company defends them. Riot Games, well, then again, this is TheGamer, so... The Riot Games has defended the inclusion of cop skins in the League of Legends. This comes as a report into Riot's diversity policies, feature criticism of the skins, with an anonymous worker labeling the inclusion contradictory to the workplace support of anti-police brutality activists. I am so goddamn fucking tired of these goddamn filthy leftists. They are more worried about getting fucking butthurt than actually thinking for a moment. Speaking to the Washington Post, a spokesperson for Riot responded to this concern, saying the vast majority of players doesn't have a negative association with police. Exactly. Only the leftist Marxists have a negative association with them, overwhelming negative association with them, because they are goddamn fucking filthy, not only racists, but the goddamn fucking leftists who actually support violence. But, shh. Quote, Riot gave an admirable amount of money to activist organizations in 2020 following the fentanyl Floyd killing, but still profits on cop skins in League of Legends. Once again, don't see anything wrong with the cop skins. I do see an amount. I do see something wrong. You pretty much fermented on this, Riot. You pretty much made your bed on this, and now you're reaping what you have sown. How does it feel? Because this, my friends, this is the retarded shit. This is what you reap when you have sown bullshit. And then League of Legends, far from the only game that attracts this sort of criticism. Overwatch Diva also has a police officer skin, and once again, why? Why is that a problem? Which was criticized because of its resemblance to the US police uniforms. Once again, what's the problem? Some also believe it was inappropriate given the highly publicized issue of police brutality in Hong Kong, especially at the time the skin was released. For the love of God. But what does the police of Hong Kong has anything to do with the American police, especially with... it just said here it resembles the US police uniform. And again, it's leftists, and these are the scumbags of everything else. Let's take a peek at TheGamer again. The propaganda in Marvel's Spiderman is a symptom of its new liberal attitude. The guy here is pretty much getting utterly fucking triggered because Spider-Man is actually relatively pro-cop, and he's triggered because he dares to help cop. But then again, Then again, these people here, you're gonna see what. Here's one. Orwellian, he doesn't even know what an Orwellian is. He calls the system Orwellian a violation of civil liberties. And it is. Jameson spends the rest of the game doing an Alex Jones impression by screaming conspiracy theories and spewing vitriol about Spider-Man. Every time he speaks, the game is reminding us that his perspective isn't one we should ever consider. So Spider-Man repairs police scanners throughout the city. Once again, no problem. In between fights with supervillains in the ultimate homeless shelter, Spidey handles a variety of crimes, whatever they might pop up. Once again, I see no problem with that one. One of the most common crimes Spider-Man can respond to is drug deals. So, after beating the dealers and boys to a bloody pulp, good. Spidey will always make the same remark. Drugs are probably my most disliked criminal activity. Definitely top 5 or bottom 5, however that works. Is also right on this one. Drugs are definitely very harmful. They destroy families, they destroy households, they destroy your health and can kill you. And it also gives violence. And not only you get yourself harmed, but you harm others as well. Try driving under the influence on those things. You're gonna hurt people, so never do it, you morons. But apparently this is not a problem for people writing for TheGamer. What's to bet that the writer of this goddamn fucking shitty article has a drug problem, and he sees no problem with it. For the love of God. Look what he says. It's a bizarre thing for him to say, considering that the other crimes he can stop are kidnapping, shootouts, truck bombs, armed robberies. That makes it 4. He said top 5. Or bottom 5. Guess what makes it 5? Look, 5. Drug dealers. Look, kidnappings, shootouts, truck bombs, armed robberies. 5 drug dealers. So, do you know how to count? Obviously, he does not. Why? Why would he bother to count? It destroys his narrative. It's important. It's important to keep the narrative. The narrative above all else. Protect the narrative. Defend the narrative. The narrative above all else. There are constant high-speed chases that involves people blindly firing bullets out of the window, but somehow petty drug deals are Spider-Man's most disliked criminal activity. Didn't he just say that it wasn't the top 5? Are you retarded or something? You'll think, having spent so much of his informative years helping his aunt at her homeless shelter, not to be mentioned becoming homeless himself, that he will have developed a better understanding of systemic problems, but he hasn't. Look, the answer is within this paragraph, this little sentence. He goes to the homeless shelter. What does a homeless shelter have an abundance of? People with drug problems. Guess what happens when someone has drug problems? They have a tendency not to hold jobs, they have a tendency to be always stuck in homeless shelters, to be abandoned, rejected by the society, and things like that. So, Peter Parker saw the damage that drugs do to people. He saw it firsthand. He even became homeless himself, as said here in the sentence. So he saw the damage that drugs does to people. So he kind of understands pretty well how bad this is. And now, the cherry on top of the absolute shit cake that is this article. This. No one expects Spider-Man to become a Marxist. It would be nice. So you want Spider-Man? You think it would be nice and wanting Spider-Man to become a goddamn filthy communist, spreading communism and becoming a villain. What you want here is for him to become a villain. Is that what you want, you absolute troglodyte? Who the fuck wrote this goddamn piece of shit? Of course, Eric Switzer. Now I'm surprised it's not Jade King or some other retard that works for TheGamer. But, well done, Eric. You're a goddamn fucking moron. We are nothing better. Then again, you're a games journalist. That's all you're ever going to be in your life. Good fucking lord. Don't you think this is absolutely stupid? This is absolutely stupid. You want Spiderman to become a villain. When you become a Marxist, you automatically become a villain. No ifs, no buts. On that goddamn fucking hell, have a great fucking night.